Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you about this image that we saw on Treyarch's YouTube channel. I think it was like a thumbnail that got taken down, so it's possible that we'll see it next week, but on it you can see the Pack-a-Punch machine and definitely some parts of the new Revelations map, and in the background you see this huge monster with these big fang teeth. And I started to think about how the zombie storyline has the Cthulhu theme kind of backstory, and like all the monsters in Shadows of Evil are Cthulhu, and the ones that are going to be in DLC 4 are most likely Cthulhu as well. And this thing right here, I believe, is a certain breed of monster in the Cthulhu stories called a Devourer from the Beyond. Some of these monsters in the stories are like huge and they're out in outer space and like floating around, and they eat stars and planets and stuff like that. And I could be totally wrong about what this thing is, but it does look very familiar to what they consider as a devourer with these big fang teeth and tentacles, and I think it might have a long tail because in one part of the trailer you see Nikolai standing there and like this big tail slithers by. So I think that might be the back end of this monster. Another clue that makes me think that this is what this monster is that in this area it seems like there's a ritual site, and on the ground there's a carving and it's an apothecon, and it translates into consume. So it makes me wonder if we're just gonna have to like feed this thing and keep it happy. It doesn't seem like it's too much of a threat the way that Nikolai was standing there and the tail was walking by. He was more like, let me just get out of this thing's way and let it go do what it needs to do. Maybe in the end we'll have to kill it in a boss fight, and it could be a lot like the giant tentacle monster in the sky on Shadows of Evil, how we got rid of it in the end, and it could be a lot like the dragon on Kurovi, how it flew around in the sky and didn't really mess with us too much. It was a little bit dangerous with it shooting its flames down, and it actually helped us with certain steps of things that we needed to do. So that's what this thing could be like. We gotta mess with it but not actually kill it until the end, and it will be our boss fight. Another place that we've seen a devourer is on Shadows of Evil, and it's the actual beast mode that we go into, and it looks just like this drawing that this guy made from the actual Cthulhu stories. And yeah, this thing's called a Devourer from the Beyond, and you can see it has, you know, the big fang teeth and the tentacles, and if you notice that, yeah, the beast mode will eat zombies, so it'll consume them. So it's possible that this giant monster will be eating zombies as well, and it's something we have to do to complete certain steps. Another possibility is that this thing could be a giant gateworm, like some form of that. It also has the same kind of teeth and tentacles, and if you see that drawing on the right, that's kind of representing what the gateworm is in the Cthulhu mythos. So that's a very good possibility. We've already seen the gateworm get humongous in Shadows of Evil, so this could be just like a version of that, just a lot crazier looking. And again, I could be completely wrong about this, but I was just trying to match up like what monster could this look like in Cthulhu mythos, and then seeing the consume on the ground and how it kind of has those sharp fang teeth and tentacles. So it's very possible, but I'm really excited to see what this thing actually is. Another thing I want to tell you guys about is something that was going on my Twitter earlier, and it's still going on. People are sending me tons of messages saying that the lobbies are messed up on zombies. They're having a hard time getting in, and it is like filling it up with like 18 people and just completely messing up. And a lot of people are speculating that maybe they're changing some stuff in the settings, and we might be getting like a grief mode or some other type of mode for DLC 4, and they're starting to try to implement it inside of the game files right now. I went in to check it out, and it looks like if you try to go into a public match on Kurovi or Shadows of Evil, it will fill up with 18 people and you can't get into the map. So it's possible that they might be putting a different mode into those two maps, and that's what's causing the glitch. Like they're behind the scenes like trying to put the game coding in, and it's causing it to show up in a way that it's screwing up the lobbies. I've seen people talk about how they glitched out the menu in a way that it showed a classic mode for some of the zombie maps, and the only reason why I would ever say classic mode is if there were going to be some other modes. If you guys remember back when Black Ops 3 first came out, they had a theater and it just said basic mode. So it's like, why would you even tell us that it's basic mode? Well, they ended up upgrading it and having all these awesome features, so that could be happening for us. I really hope we get some other mode. I loved grief mode. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I thought it was amazing because I got to play with all of you guys and we could compete, and it was just perfect for live streams. But let me know what you think about this, and I'll see you guys next video.